All right. How's the live feeds looking?
TikTok's up.
YouTube's up.
Thank you. Let's check my audio because Mark has a habit of clicking wrong buttons sometime, as you know. Making sure the audios are good. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another edition of AmericanDreamTrading.com's live stock market education. We're glad you could be here today. American Dream Trading was created by, is formed by, is owned by, is managed by, is incorporated by Chad Christian, whom we affectionately call Coach. And why do we call him the Coach? Because he helps coach us through everything, all the muddy waters of everything investing, such as day trading, swing trading, long-term investment, income investing, cash covered calls, puts, etc., and more. Day trading, swing trading, those type of things. We're glad you could be here today. Yes, I'm stuttering among myself today. I'm a little sleepy. I was up late last night trading and got up early this morning trading, so I'm a little loopy. Glad you could be here. I am Mark McSee. Coach is off today. He's celebrating his birthday, and he went away for a long weekend with his lovely wife, and we pray that he comes back nice and refreshed having a great time while he's away, getting refreshed and enjoying himself, enjoying life and everything that it has to offer. My name is Mark McSee. I'm one of the moderators here at AmericanDreamTrading.com. Glad you could be here with us. Boy, Mark is brain dead today. I just realized that. Well, I'm always brain dead, but I just realized how tired I am today. Mark needs to go to bed at night. Anyway, we're glad you could be here with us today. The markets have been pretty wild over the last 12 to 14 hours or so. There's some conflicts happening overseas that drove the markets overnight. There's still some residual effects from that also this morning. So be careful whenever you're trading. Make sure you always trade with a stop, and your stops are in place at all times, and make sure you manage those because things could get volatile today, or there could be a little bit of reserve trading today because of the uncertainty in the world today. So pay attention to that. Also, it is Friday, so as usual, we call this Options Friday. Options traders and contract traders usually want to exit their positions for the weekend, take their profits and get out of Dodge and enjoy their weekend, not leaving anything on the table for world events or news that may happen over the weekend that could potentially affect their positions and their investments. So they will like to get out of those positions at times. So it could be extra volatile today, being Friday, and also with the world events that's going on today, or it may not be anything today. We try not to prejudge the market. Do not form your own bias, right, against it, because you never really know what's going to happen minute to minute, hour to hour, day to day. We trade to trade in front of us, the way Coach teaches us, right? He teaches us trading strategies so that we know how to deal in any market condition, whether the markets are going up, whether the markets are going down, or even if they're going sideways. Coach educates us on how to make money in all of those situations. Whether the stock market is just very positive, or whether there's very negative news going on in the world, or with earnings or inflation with the government, you name it. Coach has educated us on how to trade all of those things. So keep your heads about you today. Pay attention to what's going on, right? And that's why we never trade without a trade. That's one of Coach's main rules, is never enter a trade without a stop. It's to protect you from a violent sell-off or against your position that you are in, right? Stop's not just to sit there and watch it come down and hit your stop and lose money. It's there to protect you against them violent changes of position. So that's why you always want to protect your downside. In other words, your potential losses. Don't limit your upside, but we do want to limit our potential downside on a giant pullback on our position. And that applies whether you're going up or down in your trading positions. So we're glad you could be here with us today. Again, Coach will be back on Monday. And so we are filling in for him today. We do have our Diamond Lifetime membership still going on with the $5,000 one-time payment promotion. All right, this will return back to its normal pricing of $20,000 Sunday night. So you have between now and Sunday night to enter this promotion. Let me check. I want to check one thing here real quick, because what we're going to do today, since it is Friday and it's the last business day that we will be live here today. Let me walk down here. Let's see. Just want to make sure. All right. So let me tell you a little bit about the Diamond program. That's our all-inclusive, the kitchen sink. It's the motherlode of all memberships. It is the membership of all memberships. It's everything we've ever have created here at AmericanDreamTrading.com. You'll be able to trade stocks, stock options, crypto, and my personal favorite, futures, with a lifetime membership. It includes everything we've ever created. Coach's mentorship program, which alone is $6,000 a year. So you get to sit with Coach once a week in a very small group setting and deep dive into your questions. That alone is worth the price of admission there. That's $6,000 on its own. Coach is going to be coming out with the Platinum here sometime very soon down the road. That's going to be priced probably around $1,000 a month, so that's $12,000 a year. That will also be included with your Diamond membership. Anything we create in the future also will be included in there for one price. But rather than me just sit here and tell you all about it, let me have Coach tell you about it. Here's a little quick video about that very thing.
You luckily today have rolled into the largest and fastest stock market education company the world has ever seen. Again, if I were you, seriously take advantage of the Diamond Lifetime membership. Last 2 days with that, you'll get access to the membership lounge. You will have an open microphone where you can ask any questions all day from 8:45 until 4 o'clock. You guys will get all the hot stock picks. You'll get the pre-market setup, the IPO center, any earnings that are coming out, and of course, our videos on demand. The VIP membership, with that, you'll get the pre-market access starting at 4 a.m. to 4 p.m. every day. You guys will get access to the VIP lounge, all the workshop classes. You guys will get the VIP training videos and the Trading View indicators, the gold add-on. You can get the mastermind classes, 1 hour of tech support. You'll get weekend training. You'll get the VIP gold lounge access, priority help desk support, our news service. You'll get all the breakout rooms. Everything, of course, for you will be recorded for crypto, futures, or stocks and options. You'll get our live Apple chat. You'll get our futures membership, and of course all of the extra Zoom classes when they have them. Crypto is the same thing. If you guys want to jump into the crypto, I believe that one now includes the Trading View indicator. Same thing, all the training videos, anytime that the Zoom sessions are available. Now the Zoom sessions for crypto is a little different just because it's a 24-hour, so we try to bounce that one around so you get different time and different events. We are always posting those, so you guys make sure you take advantage. You get everything. Unlimited, lifetime access, all of our membership services, right? Meaning anything that I create. Platinum's coming up, you'll have access to it. I believe that's going to be $1,000 a month. Diamond, you'll get access to that with just this $5,000. If you can't get it today, don't worry. You can still get it, but it's going to be 20 grand. All right, so don't freak out. Any Diamond members, you want to speak up about the Diamond membership program? Do you like it? Is it dog crap? Should they avoid it? Is it trash? Talk to me. Let the world know.
Do it. Best investment ever.
Word for guys, you have to invest in yourself. Please invest in yourself.
I think, Coach, I think it's dog crap because I can't get anything else done. There's so much training available. It takes up all your free time. The training is massive. You're just never going to stop learning with it. Get the Diamond.
Anyway, there you go. There is about the diamond membership. I'm trying to juggle here with TikTok because we're playing TikTok through a iPad. Your guys, if you want to see the better view, you want to be able to see the
Mark, you're muted.
trying to juggle TikTok and the other ones around because we're just shooting TikTok through my iPad. So if you want the full screen view, be able to hear the videos and all the audio in all its glory, head on over to our YouTube channel, American Dream Trading. You'll get a better view and be able to hear things better over there. And it'll be easier on me, too. Too many buttons to click around here. So anyway, those diamond membership, those are $5,000. They are going back to $20,000 at Sunday night. All right, so you have till Sunday night to jump in on this $5,000 reduced price. All right, because once Sunday gets here, the program will still be there, and the $20,000 is still good value because if you'd bought every one of these memberships and all the a la carte things and all the things that come with it that American Dream Trading has to offer, it would be over a $50,000 value on itself, and that doesn't even include all the programs that were coming out here shortly in the future. So it is well worth it. Now, lucky day for you to be here today. This also includes our paid members that have not yet grabbed the diamond membership. This will be in effect during these lives today. So for the next 2 hours, only during the period of these lives will this be in effect. If you purchase a diamond membership today during the lives, we will throw in 2 one-on-ones with a moderator. I have volunteered to give a one-on-one. Ange also has volunteered to donate our services for a one-on-one. So right now, not only will you get the diamond membership, you will also receive a one-on-one with myself and Ange whenever you're ready to do that. But that's only in effect during these lives. For those of you out there watching on the social medias, you got to grab it. So once 11 o'clock gets here, that offer is off the table for you. It's only in effect during the lives. So grab that now. Paid members, same thing applies for you also. If you want to take advantage of that little added bonus there, grab that now. All right. So it's there for you if you want to grab that golden ring, get that diamond membership today. It was going back up Sunday night, back to its original pricing of $20,000. Okay. Anyhow, make sure as we go into the market that you're following all the coach's rules. All right. We want to make sure that you're entering these trades safely. The main rule, one of the main rules coach has is always enter a trade with a stop. That means you should have your software pre-programmed that when you click a purchase button, that a stop is already put in place. That is to protect your downside from you losing money. Obviously, what you lose today, you can't trade tomorrow, right? So that's meant there to protect your account, right? Never, ever trade without a stop. That's asking for potential disaster, especially even more so now that we have some volatility in the world right now. Again, not that we don't always anyway, but, you know, with the way things are, we want to make sure that your account's protected. Also, grab a pen and a paper. Get ready, right? Here it comes. I need you to write a number down for me. You ready? Let me know when you're ready. Are you ready? Who's ready? All right, here you go. What is 3% of your total trading account today? Do not answer that out loud, of course, paid members or anyone else. You should be writing that number down or be able to say it, what that number is. What's 3% of your total trading account? Why? Why do you need to know that? Well, that's another one of Coach's critical rules. Never lose more than 1 to 3% of your total trading account in any single day. If you could not answer that question, then you have no business trading today. You have failed. You'd already broken one of Coach's cardinal rules, not knowing what that 1 to 3% was. I asked you to write to 3% because that is the maximum allowed in 1 day loss. So shame on you if you didn't know what that number was. You should never, when you get up in the morning, you should know what that is when you sit down in front of your computer before you even think about placing your first trade. Why is that? Again, that is just as important as having a stop loss on every trade. When you have a cutoff period, what's your maximal loss you're allowed, what that does is help protect your account. Okay? So we want to help you protect your account. So if you have 2 or more red days in a row, you have to take 30 days off and train some more, right? Try to correct the problems on paper, right? Train some more, get some more education, right? If you continue to follow that coach's rules, it is virtually impossible to destroy your trading account. Limit yourself to 1 to 3% loss on any given day. It would take you, if you were the world's worst trader, 15 years to totally destroy your account. If you lost every 2 days in a row and took 30 days off, got back and lost 2 days in a row, took 30 days off for more training, rinsed and repeat, it would take you 15 years to wreck your account. You can do the math. You can ask your little AI robot, and it will back that up. All right. So for people to come in and say, oh, I've been here 30 days and now I don't have any money left. Well, you know, they try to tell you they followed Coach's rules, but we already know right off the bat, since they say that they didn't, because they didn't follow Coach's rules of having a stop loss and or losing more than 1 to 3% of the total account. So these rules are not here to make you money. These rules are here to preserve your accounts so that you do not wreck your account. Matter of fact, let's just let Coach tell you about his rules himself. I'm glad you asked.
You guys remember all the rules. You must follow all of them. Not some. You don't get to sprinkle in your own and leave mine out. You must follow all the rules. Always have a stop loss in each and every trade. If you're a new trader, make sure you are simulate trading only using a paper account. I don't want anybody losing their money while you are trading. Make sure you guys are using small position sizes. This will allow you to let those runners run and stop out the losers. Again, stops on every trade, regardless of shares, options, futures, or crypto. Make sure you guys are journaling every single day. It's one of the most important pieces of what we do on top of the risk management, so that you can help assess what you are doing and make the changes that you need to do. Don't trade in the first 30 minutes or the last hour of the day if you're a new trader. And if you are an experienced trader, please be careful the first 3 minutes or the last 8 minutes of the trading day. You guys are journaling.
All right. That's some quick and dirty there. Coach's rules. Don't lose more than 1 to 3% of your account. Always trade without it. You follow those to always trade with a stop loss.
Continue to have patience while we deal with some technical challenges.
There we go. Mark is technically challenged. That's what the challenge is. Anyhow, yes, always have Coach's rules. Just follow them. I'm not going to play any more videos. I got too many things going on here right now. Anyway, we have about 8 minutes left before the market opens. We want to make sure that you know what's going on here. Let's take a quick look at your indicators. Where are your things that you like to trade? How is your indicators? How are your levels right now? The market is mixed right now as far as red and green. Apple's a little bit to the upside, as is Amazon. Bitcoin's up a little bit. That was Microsoft, NVIDIA, the Q, Soxel SPY. Tesla's down at the moment, as is the Russell, and Mara and Meta are red at the moment. So whatever the markets generally go up during the pre-market, they generally will maybe sell off at the open, and vice versa. If the markets are down at the pre-market, a lot of times they will go up because people think it's on sale, right? Now, it's just a general rule. That doesn't mean that's what's exactly going to happen, but it's something to think about. but do not form a firm bias on what you think might happen, right? So just whenever you're looking at it, I would take a good quick look in the next couple minutes of things that are your favorite things to trade, and you should concentrate on no more than 1 to 5 things, right? Look and see before the market opens. You know, is it an EWO play? Is it near the critical indicators, critical levels that you have drawn on your chart, so you know where those are at historically, right? Where are they at in relationship to all that? Take a quick peek. You should know what you should have a action plan for entering a trade. What is my criteria for entering any trade to the upside? Let's just say I was going to enter, this is SPY on my screen here, right? What is my criteria for entering this trade to the upside? All right, I may say I want to see it break and hold above all the indicators, get above VWAP, right? And I want to play to the upside. If I'm going to enter, I'm going to wait till it gets up to here, right? Also, we also know where our double tops at. Know where your double tops, your double bottoms, those kind of critical things. It's on your charts, right? Laid out there in front of you. So, you know, if you draw a line, you know, you get your drawings on there, get some charting going on. You can see where levels are. So I may say I will not enter SPY until 598.67. Or I may enter it as soon as it breaks above the 55. Whatever your entry criteria is, think about that ahead of time. Form a plan of attack before the market opens. And plan B is if I'm going to play to the downside. What would be my entry criteria for entering to the downside, right? SPY, you're right here hugging around on a 2-minute chart right next to the 200 MA. I may want to wait till it breaks and hold below the 200 before I enter. Why? Because that's a critical indicator. So those are the type of decisions you need to make based on what your chart is showing you, right? What's the pre-market high? What's the pre-market low? Well, where's those? Do you have those charted out? Previous day high, previous day low. Do you have those charted out? Well, guess what? Paid members of American Dream Trading get that information and more every day before the market opens. We know what the hot stocks are for the day, and it's part of their paid membership. And our members get that. We do a pre-market, what we call pre-market setup kind of thing, where we go over each one of our major stocks that we follow on a daily basis, such as Apple and Amazon, Google, you know, SPY, the Qs, Tesla, and more. We have a list that we cover every day with our paid membership, outlining all those key critical levels to watch for at the open and throughout the day. So by having that information, you can help develop a game plan for yourself on when you want to exit or when you possibly want to exit a trade, right? Entering and exiting. What's my plan A to the upside? What's my plan B to the downside? I know that ahead of time. The last thing you want to do is hear somebody say, oh, look at SPY. Again, that's not an inducement to buy, but now you got to go in there and evaluate it real quick, right? And you didn't pay attention earlier. So take a quick glance at your top 1 to 5 favorite ones you like to trade. You will hear our members call out different stocks as the day progresses. You may hear somebody say NVIDIA to the upside or Tesla to the downside. I want to caution you, those are not inducements or endorsements to purchase any one of those stocks. All that is one of our trained members calling out that they possibly see something, right? And other members, if they so choose, could go take a look at it, all right? So, but we are trained by coach every single day on how to make a judgment on whether we want to enter or when to exit a trade. Nobody here is saying buy Tesla, now sell Tesla. We are not a call-out group, right? We're an education and training group. We want to help you develop the skills that nobody can take away from you so that you can make your own decisions on when to enter and exit any given trade, right? Once you learn some of these basics, you learn how to chart. You can virtually trade anything, any type of investment vehicle in the world. A chart is a chart is a chart. Once you understand how all these things work together, you too will be able to do this with increased confidence when you understand what indicators are and how they work together and what they mean, along with your historical levels that you have drawn out on your charts. You'll be able to trade just about anything out there. So those are skills that we teach here at AmericanDreamTrading.com. You can go over to our website there and check that out. Scroll down about halfway down our landing page, you'll see a link to join our free Discord. Once you join that, you will have instant access to our stock lounge, where you can interact with other paid members of American Dream Trading. You can discuss trades, ask questions about stocks and investing and those type of things. So check that out. And while you're also there at AmericanDreamTrading.com, you'll see the links to all our paid membership plans, including the Diamond membership. We also have a premium membership, a 2-day free pass that you can get our entry-level premium membership for 2 days for free. You can come in here and hang out. You get instant access to our Zoom calls from 8:45 a.m. Eastern to 4 p.m., where you have access to an open mic, just like all our other paid members do, and you can ask questions, interact. We even have a live Zoom chat. You can type in there also if you're not comfortable speaking on a mic. So that will be a 2-day free pass. After that, your payment method will be automatically billed. However, you can cancel before the 2 days are up, and you will receive no billing whatsoever. So check that all out and more at AmericanDreamTrading.com. We have about a minute and a half until the market opens. Again, members, paid members, make sure your call out's short, sweet, and to the point. And close your mics after you do your call out. That way we don't accidentally talk over each other or listen to your private conversations, as often happens with our open mics. So we want to prevent that. You will hear people call that out. 10 o'clock a.m., which is shift change, we have a key economic data come out. That is the Michigan Consumer Confidence Report. It does have the potential, and it does move the markets if the numbers don't come in as expected, either to the upside or the downside. Our members are also trained on how to take that information and trade it. So you might want to be very careful at 10 a.m., either not be in a trade at all or make sure your stops are very tight to play that at 10 a.m. We will talk about that as long as we don't forget. So that's at 10 a.m. Eastern this morning. So that's a Michigan Consumer Confidence Report. So anyway, we have 15 seconds before the market opens. Keep your call outs short and sweet. Remember, those of you watching for free, call outs are not inducements to buy. And let's give the market time to decide what it wants to do before entering any trade. And let's have a great trading day. All right. Let's see what we got going on here. Got Google shooting up at the moment. Meta to the upside. Microsoft the upside. We're getting an upside pull after the giant pullback overnight in the markets. Apple's to the downside. AMD is to the downside. Apple, Google, or Amazon, Google, the Qs, Meta, Microsoft, Nvidia, SPY, and Tesla to the upside at the moment. Again, give the market time to react, get it time to settle down. If you're a new trader, you should be trading in the first half hour anyway. Give the market time to pick a way it wants to go. Give it at least 10 minutes if you have a little bit of experience, 10 to 15 minutes, let things settle down. Again, SPY to the upside. Bitcoin also, for those of you who follow Bitcoin, is getting a little bit of a burst to the upside also. As you can see, Bitcoin here. Apple's coming back off its initial pullback to open. SPY approaching that critical 600 mark. Kind of a gold level on SPY, 600. you. Excuse me while I get some high octane caffeine in me. All right, large gamma candle on SPY. A little bit of a retracement there. People taking some profit up at the top, as often happens. Tesla coming double top pullback. See up around that 316.75-ish mark. 317 pullback. There you go, breaking through a double top, just like Coach teaches us here. Wait to see what happens. You see how it paused there to start with, right? There it is, pausing through that, trying to decide whether I want to break to the upside or not. Wait for a break and hold if you haven't entered into these trades yet. Pull back on SPY at that critical 600 level that I just called out, right? That's a gold level there on SPY. Did not break and hold above it. It broke it, but it did not break and hold, which is a critical trading principle that Coach teaches us. This is on a 2-minute chart, by the way. I have everything on a 2-minute chart as EWOs form. If there's any changes in the EWOs, please make sure you call them out. Apple is on a 2-minute EWO to the downside right now at a critical level. You can see there's a little bit of a double bottom here, right? So it's pausing there also. This may be a very weak EWO. We will see if this can break through that level. Again, for you just joining us, Coach is away. Took a long weekend with his lovely wife to celebrate his birthday out of town. And he will return on Monday. Tesla, green EWO to the upside, also at a critical level. You can see it's still trying to break through that double top. It's peaking up. Here's another try at it. Will it accomplish it this time? Apple's still testing. Amazon still looking good also. It's hanging up. It's got some power to the upside over there. Amazon in a nice trade to the upside. And at the moment, the markets are picking up back up where they left off after the overnight last evening's world events that happened that affected the markets. The markets are still red, though, officially, because of the ginormous pullbacks that we experienced starting around 7 p.m. last night, Eastern Time.
Amazon is testing previous day's low.
There we go. Thank you for that. And that is a critical level, correct? You know where it ended yesterday. Or previous day low, not where it ended. Even though you may not see that line on your chart, this is what our paid members here at AmericanDreamTrading.com, we talk about these very things in our pre-market setups before the trading day even begins each and every day.
Be a little careful on SPY contracts. Despite the big moves that are going on, the option prices aren't moving that much.
Okay, thank you. And it just didn't want to break through that 600 right now.
It's just a result of that high gamma effect. People are just piling on in both directions, and it's causing the price to stay artificially high on both sides. Let it settle for a minute.
And what's one of the trading principles the coach teaches us about large gamma candles? What usually happens?
50% retracement.
50% retracement. Would you say there was a 50% retracement on that candle? I would say it's pretty daggone close. If you ask me, right? Look at that. Man, that coach, he knows some stuff, don't he? Could you capitalize on that? Yep, we can do that every single time. Quick in and out if you're good at scalping and recognizing what's about to happen there, right? Doesn't mean it happens. Again, it's like anything else in investing. Nothing is 100% because it could have just kept on going up, right? We don't know that. So, but knowing those things and how statistically things happen, you can take advantage of that. Look at Apple pull, ginormous pull on Apple. Look at that. We're down there testing a hold below the 200 on a 2-minute chart.
Hey, Mark.
Yes, sir.
One-on-ones are pulled off the table. So no one-on-ones with you or Ange.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Yep.
This is where if you studied your chart on the 5-day and looked at least at the previous day, you're in a support area from the previous day. That's why it's bouncing on Apple.
And I don't even trade Apple, and I got a line there. What's up with that?
Hey,
Wow. Historical levels matter, Palm?
no way.
No. Imagine that. Where did I learn that stuff at? AmericanDreamTrading.com from Coach. Believe me, I isn't the brightest bulb in the pack, but you can learn to draw chart lines on your charts or historical levels. You can make money.
It's like a little miracle.
Look at that. It's a Christmas miracle. Look at that top right there. I used to trade Apple extensively, especially when I first joined American Dream Trading. Apple was fantastic to trade all the time. Then it got a little stifled there for a time period, and I got away from trading it. Moved on to other things. I learned a lot, though, by trading Apple. Meta is still climbing. Microsoft, there's still some good things going on here. Let's go back to Amazon. Amazon, look at that holding up there. I got a level on my chart at 212.49. I would guess it's probably supposed to be 50, but that's okay. I got a line there at 49. Close enough. Stock trading and hand grenades, close is good enough sometimes, right? So anyway, again, technically, well, not technically, officially, all these stocks are still in the red. Bitcoin's almost up 1% for the day. So watch for Bitcoin-related stocks to react to that. It's up here at a double top. I don't trade Bitcoin anymore, but there you go. Look at that. Look at your chart. Can you not just see visually what's going on here? Some critical levels, right? May experience a pullback here also, right? Or a breakthrough to the upside for those of you excited about Bitcoin.
Geopolitical, it's energy and defense.
Yes.
Surges.
Exactly. Oil shot to the moon last night also. Watch your defensive stocks. I'm not saying they're going to do anything for you, but if you know what stocks are in our defense and make defensive weapons and those type of things, that might be a sector to look at today.
Northrop Grumman, Raytheon, all the usual suspects are up about 3 to 5% this morning.
Yep. Lockheed Martin.
Yep.
General Dynamics.
General Dynamics. Yep. On a day-to-day basis, those stocks don't move a whole lot, but they're good companies, right, for what they do. But when you get news overrides any technicals.
My Iranian ETF is way down, though. I don't understand it.
Let's watch the buzzwords, please. All right. Meta, still holding up there nice and strong, stair-stepping up. Looks like it's starting to get a little bit heavy up here. It's thinking a little bit more. Meta's had some nice, and it's typical, I believe, with Meta also, is it usually comes out of the gate fairly strong, right? It's still same thing today also. Nice stair step up. Still staying way above the 9. even after some large gamma candles. Microsoft is consolidating after its nice rise this morning. Netflix is very choppy. Nvidia, giant open and a disappointing pullback. Now in a consolidating there on VWAP. We want to watch entering trades at VWAP, right? Well, especially when it's hugging it. The Qs are also consolidating up there now. The Qs are still down 0.75% for the morning. So markets really haven't done it. Soxel's down over 4%, 4.5% for the morning. SPY is down about the same as the Q, 0.68. Consolidating up here at the top. SPY still has not broke above the gold level at 600. Not broken, held. Tesla's holding its own at that critical 316.7-ish mark, 71 mark. Top 318 at one point, 318.50. It's trying to break up through here, through this double top here. It's holding its own, has some energy. Apple still continuing to pull. Boy, this Apple gang is making, look at that. Is that not a beautiful chart to the downside? That is just pure money right there. Gosh. WTI up 9% for one of our members. Let's take a quick look at WTI. Up 9%. WTI, right now it's coming down. It might be up 9% overall, but it's on the downhill side right now.
Okay, Mark, I see you with the cha-ching. You got it in there, huh?
Uh-huh. I like cha-chings. We could even run the money train if you want. Apple gang on that money train. There you go.
Fighting previous day low right there too.
Okay, see.
But it's looking good.
Good. See that? You can look right across your back. Look behind you on your charts. You can see a lot of critical levels real quick, just visually, right? They are making the money on Apple puts today. Who else is in that trade? AMD bounced up through a double top. Trying to work its way up through some other ones here. It's right there at the 200 MA, critical level right now on Amazon. It's getting back up where this previous chop zone was at. So there's going to be a fighting to get up, break up above this, up through this mess that it was at earlier. Around that 116.5-ish mark. Kind of watch that. Google still consolidating. The Russell, same thing. Well, right now the major indices are trying to figure out what they want to do. And that's one of the reasons we say if you're an inexperienced trader, wait the first half hour. Sit on your hands, pay attention to what's going on, let the markets decide where they want to go. You know, when probably the market's open, everybody's got, oh, it's going to the moon, right? Well, it didn't really, did it? Now we have individual stocks that are advancing, right, one way or the other. Look at Apple. Jeez. Somebody call Brinks truck for the Apple gang over there trading Apple. It's one of the advantages of the gold and diamond memberships that you get to participate in the Apple live chat over there. They discuss everything Apple, the trades, while they're happening. Again,
Palantir, pretty steady climb up this morning.
Okay. That would be a defensive type stock. It's not, but it's in that field though, right? For what they do. Intelligence and all kinds of stuff. Very good run there. Man, this is a stock I have personal FOMO over. I was trading that at $2-3 not too long ago. Now look at it, $137. But I'm a day trader. I don't hold anything overnight, so that's the investment strategy I love to employ. Every day is a new day. Okay. Rancher, if you want help with that information, you need to go over to the futures trading room and they'll be able to assist you with that very thing. Fortunately, I cannot help you with that at this time. Just make sure that your Weeble, both of those say futures. If you look in the upper right hand corner of my screen, I never changed it off of mine. See how it says I have my futures there and futures there. But the question you're talking about, it does take time for your account to settle for buying power. It usually takes 5 to 7 business days from the time they receive your money before you're able to trade it. There you go. Good job there, F2. Holy cow. What a job there, F2. Posted over there in the Zoom chat. Members, you might want to take a look at that. Palm, take a look at the Zoom chat, buddy. Look at F2. Wow. Good job.
That's fantastic.
Good
buddy.
job, F2.
Wow.
Thank you, guys.
That's impressive.
Look how far he's
As
come.
soon as I heard that Apple was drowning like that, I knew F was going to capitalize. Good job. Good job.
There you go. Other members, paid members, you have access to that Zoom chat. Look at that. Fantastic job there, buddy. All right. Now we got a lot of chip stocks, just kind of, nah, they're saying, right? Take a Soxel, as you can see, is also reflective of that, just consolidating. All right, what's SPY doing right now? SPY's still hanging out. Again, not wanting to pick a direction, so it's individual stocks are the plays today, not the ETFs at the moment. Such as Apple to the downside. It's bouncing off the bottom down there right now. Tesla is still stair-stepping up the upside. Kind of volatile. Look at the wicks on the 2-minute candles there. Still a lot of movement up and down on Tesla, which we know that's the kind of stock it is, right? Amazon has really pulled back from its 212.5 level up there, rejected off of that level, and has pulled back considerably.
Sorry.
How's our old friend Oracle from yesterday? Anybody playing that, looking at it, or did they take profit?
I'm still in it.
Wow, still in there. Look at it. Look at Oracle. I mean, it's not as impressive as yesterday, obviously, but that's a huge run. But look at it. It's up there. Went back up to that 205 level. That's about where it rejected off yesterday, was it not? 205? That number rings a bell. There's a 202. About 202.5. So it's actually $3 higher than it did yesterday. So that's pretty good, especially after the taking in profit, right? You see when the market closed, there was a sell-off there, right? People taking profits. Now it's back up again. A little flatter today. It's working out their upper levels on Oracle. Going to break above that 205.30 level to get above the double top there. Oh, what's we got here? SPY going to try to come back up again and test or not? Yeah, they don't know yet. NVIDIA going to come up and try to test its double tops here, try to break up. Looks like they're the little engine that could kind of working out here to the upside. They're testing a little bit here to see what's going on.
Can you throw up Apple real quick?
Yeah. Apple, tell us. Come on, David. You need drinks, trucks, or what?
Well, yeah. So I want to point out how we always talk about stop losses and knowing how much to leave for breathing room. On this run down, I had 55, 56%. That little retracement right there knocked out over 25% of the run.
Wow.
So just this is why people struggle with putting their stop losses too quick. Right now, we have nothing telling us to completely get out of it. If we're in that minute to the downside, there's no reason to completely get out. But what people will do is put their stops up way too close, and then this doesn't look like a huge retracement, but 20-something% in your position is a pretty good amount.
Oh,
so Do you want to give it all up? No. But if you only have a single one, I wouldn't blame anybody for just getting something out of it. But if you can get to the position where you're holding one or two, you leave those further back and let them do what they need to do. Because remember, if you've got, say, 3 of them and you've already sold 1 or 2, you have that locked in, and your third one, even if it comes back to break even, you still have profit from the original 2, and you're seeing what happens. Because I've seen it way too many times where stuff like this happens, and then next thing you know, you move your stop too close, and then instead of getting stopped out at 10%, 5% profit, it could have turned into a 100% runner. So I've seen that happen, and so if that is something that happens to you too often, you need to start working on calculating your stop losses and allowing them to breathe on runners only.
Yes. Again, that's managing your trade once you're in it, right?
Yes, sir.
You need to move your stops to preserve your profits, but you still have to give it that typical room. We call that ATR at a minimum, right? Average true range, you look at that, right? And then pad that a little bit to give yourself a little additional room based on your risk tolerance. Yeah, people freak out. And that's something we all go through, right? Freaking out. We see a little pullback. Oh my gosh, it's going the other way now, right? And we get out, and the next thing we know, it was just temporary, and it drops even further here, and you could have made $1 bazillion, right, had you just had a little patience. You heard David mention there's nothing that says to get out of this trade. Well, how do we know that? Well, we are trained by Coach to recognize those things by using our indicators. As you see here on my Weeble chart, there's the 921.55. There's VWAP up here, right? There's the 200 here. It's below. Our trade is below that. Everything's in a rear view mirror. We have nothing technically to impede our progress down other than our historical levels. So now we don't have to worry about these critical indicators that are up here per se, especially as long as it stays below the 9, you are good. And that's why you have to give it room, just like David was pointing out here, right? Yeah, there's a pullback. Well, on major pullbacks, you shed some of your holdings, right? And now here it comes. It's going to come down here, test this same level that it just rejected off of, 196.90, I guess. I don't have my charts all charted out, but I just did a quick visual on that, right? I can look back right over here. See, you don't have to be an Apple student to recognize a chart. A chart's a chart's a chart. See how this all hung up around this area, give or take. You know, my chart might not be exactly on, but it's close, right? I can make a trade decision. So now you're waiting to see if this is going to break through this level. You want to see a break and a hold, right? So for everybody who freaked out on this little bit of pullback, right? Hopefully you kept, if you shed, like Coach teaches, that you held the others, and you're going to let them run and make even more money. So, or you held through it, and now it's, maybe rewarding you. But he said that was a 20% pullback. That's pretty significant. It doesn't look that much, but it is. Huh?
Yeah. And so like right now, we're still not back up to the original that I saw on the first pull. We were at about 55, 54%, something like that. Right now, we're just sitting at 50%. So it takes more and more effort each time to get you back into that point. So when you're moving in your direction, like I think Mark talked about it earlier, taking advantage of the gamma. So like right here, we have a double bottom. Coach tells us, oh, double bottom's more chance of it to reject. So do we want to take that chance with the full load? We've already been given 2 opportunities to collect. So if you're still holding on to everything, these are the type of things that you want to look back at and say, well, why have I held on too long sometimes? And when has it come back against me and turned into a negative trade? You've been given opportunities to collect money, but you're not taking them. And so that's one of the things that I had to overcome very early on, where I was holding so many trades that come all the way back to break even or a loser, break even and a loser. And then once I started kind of getting into the position where I was able to get more positions and then shave off, it built my comfortability in being able to hold. And so everybody has to learn these things on their own. You can't just jump in here with 100 contracts and think you're going to be able to handle it. You need to work on these things in small positions that allows you to get into the mindset where you can handle trades like this.
Yep. Again, there's a lot of things you can learn. You can be taught, right? The fundamentals, the different trading strategies. One thing we can't give you is patience, right? That's something that you have to develop, right? We can't give you psychological strength in trading, be able to stomach some of these pullbacks. Those are things you develop on your own over time, right? But we can educate you on how to recognize these trades, recognize these things, just like this double bottom. Statistically, this should bounce off here. It doesn't mean it will, right? The 9's starting to get a little tight here, right? So could easily pinch that down. Here's a little bit of trade, but look right here, just scrolling back on this little blue line here. You're already seeing, look how many times it's hit, right? This is an area it likes, right? Just in recent history, bang, right? So that's why these levels are important. That's why proper charting is important. Historical levels matter. So we'll wait and see what happens. It's like watching paint dry at the moment, right? They're trying to decide what they want to do. But it's still a heck of a trade for the morning, right? All right, we have about 1 minute and 15 seconds until shift change, influx of volume. And even more critical is we have the Michigan Consumer Confidence Report comes out. We need to watch that. I don't have my trading view open. Michael, you'll be watching that and posting that, or if you could say it verbally, whether it was good or bad or indifferent, as expected, before you post it, it would be appreciated. I don't have my trading view up at the moment. Appreciate it if you could do that. Good, bad, or indifferent. I mean, I could open.
Yes, I will do that.
Thank you. There it is, trying to break through that level. Is it going to break and hold? Well, it only has about 20 seconds before this report numbers come out. Not that it necessarily affects Apple specifically, but we will, matter of fact, we're going to watch SPY. We'll be able to see the market reaction to this report before we probably will be able to verbalize it, because we get this information a few seconds delayed, right? Well, they must be good, because look at SPY pop.
Little pop.
Knee-jerk reaction, which usually happens. You may get an initial excitement, and then it just pulls right back, right? Ta-da. There we go. Did my little TikTok puzzle thing. Was
597.80 and is a gold line, and it was also getting into pre-market support, kind of a bullish side pre-market support area. So I don't know, we definitely get that. We definitely get a bounce off of it, but I don't know how sustainable it is.
Actually, the Michigan consumer sentiment, consumer expectations is substantially higher. It was expected at 49.0, came in at 58.4 for the month of June. Yeah, so the numbers were, the outlook, all that is they interview ordinary people out the street, right? And ask them how they feel about things relating to the economy, basically is the gist of it. And their outlook has improved in the month for June at this point. That's a regular economic report that comes out.
They're just happy it's above 60 degrees.
Yeah, that's probably part of it. Yeah. Well, us up here in this part of the country, the Northeast, sun doesn't shine all that much, does it, Doug? You get the clouds off the Great Lakes.
Yeah, it gets a little sketchy around the water.
Yeah. Matter of fact, Ohio, they say it only average sunshine days are only like 40%. Anyway, see that? You learn all kinds of things by being here in American Dream Trading. Trading, levels, economic reports, the weather. By the way, if you would like, Bruno, if you would like, I don't know if you can grab those links from yesterday that you have. They are in the stock lounge. Anybody can scroll up. If you'd like to continue to bless Coach while he's away on his birthday and enjoying some time away, and you want to bless him for everything he's done for you, especially for those of you watching for free, I know you can put that in there and send him a digital thank you card. It'd be greatly appreciated if you want to show him your appreciation.
They were posted on all the lounges, Mark.
Thank you, sir. Look at that. You know what the scary part is? Now I'm starting to think like Bruno. I ain't as smart as Bruno, but, you know, I don't know.
For the people that are in here on their 2-day trial memberships, or maybe just giving us a shot the first time, we had some results on a small industrial play that we've been covering for the last several months. And it's a long-term stable company. It turned into a low multiple and value trade. We followed it and traded it on the way down, observed the bottoming formation, discussed what it looked like, educated people on what it was. And then as it turned around and has made recoveries, as of this morning, it hit 100% return on investment.
Wow.
And this just in about 90 days.
Wow.
And it's not a hot stock. It's as slow as a molasses mover.
Oh, is that
right? We looked at everything from profitability to earnings, fully educated people on what it was and why it was doing what it was. The other one has hit well over 100%, and this is just in approximately a 90-day time frame.
Speaking of climbers, look at Oracle. Oracle's still holding its own and stair-stepping up a little bit. Look at that. Wow. We had a member yesterday that ended up growing his count by 326% just on an Oracle play. On his total account. Amazing. And that was by paying attention to the stock, paying attention to the earnings play that came out the previous day, and making a judgment based on his training, education, and experience, whether he wanted to make a play on that before the market closed, right? And apparently it worked out great. So for those of you in our free Discord, you can go in any of the lounges. It's in the stock lounge also. Click on one of those links if you will bless Coach with that. It's 10, 25, 50, 75, 150, or 500 and $1,000 links in there. Click once, click often. All right. We got a halt. Bucko says on RBNE to the upside, or is it halted to the upside? Hold it up, yes. Let me pull my Bazinga here. I closed it accidentally. Got me some of that pure H2O in me. I feel better now. Actually, it's not pure H2O. It's H2O with a bunch of different kinds of caffeine in it. It's not good for you, but it works. All right. What do we have here? We had resumes at 10:09:21. RB&E resume on halt at 10:09:21. RB&E. A quick look at that one. Broke through a double top. Boy, look at that nice climber. Wow. Good. And there's no real news on that. No, it's an energy stock. That would explain it.
Yep. We started making money on that early this morning, Mark.
Yeah.
VIP.
Yes, you did. I wasn't in that, though. I was busy. Yes, those of you who have the VIP or Diamond membership levels can start training and trading at 4 a.m. into pre-market with us in a live Zoom call. You could have participated in this very thing right here. Look at the money you would have made. Outstanding play. And it went from, what is that, 3.25 to now it's at $14. Yeah, that's some pretty nice profit there. We will keep an eye on that. See if it unhalts after that 5-minute standard halt period. BNE. BN. RBNE. Come on, Mark. So there we go. We'll keep an eye on that on this little mini chart here. Go from there. All right, SPY still, the indices are still kind of flat right now. Soxel is down 5% for the morning. That would be your semiconductor sector, ETF. So you can expect, oh, well, who else belongs to the semiconductor area? Oh, NVIDIA. There's a name you might have heard of once or twice. Look what NVIDIA is doing. Nothing. And that's reflective in the ETF of Soxel. Everything's just kind of holding flat and consolidating. Apple did break through that double bottom, but it hasn't really advanced much more downward yet. Right? It's testing that area. Now, what's the L2 look like? Oh, there's some big orders down there, 196.61, which would be about right here, about the bottom of that wick right here, where this other candle's at, that green candle there on my chart. That wick there at the bottom, there's some big buy-in orders down there. It will pull it down to that level and test it, and there it is. Bang! L2 for the win. L2 for the win. Oh, where do we learn how to read the L2? Wow. Am I psychic, or did I just learn how to do that from Coach? Wow, called it before it happened. Amazing what you can learn here at AmericanDreamTrading.com. Look at that. The Apple gang dancing in the street.
I thought ADT stood for Apple David's Trading.
Yes, it probably does. Get your memberships now. There's a 196.47 down there also. Let's see if I can get there, huh? Well, it's
Robin Energy unhalted and it's chopping.
Yep, halted. It's people are trying to figure out what they want to do there, right? Yep. It's here on my little mini chart here on the right side.
Yep.
All right, there's the buy-in at 196.47. And let's see, that's sold off. Where's the next wall to the downside? Oh, this is, I kind of wish I was in. I've got FOMO like crazy, Palm. Look at this FOMO, man. This is not a beautiful bean footage here. Look at that. Look at that order down there at 129, 196.29. 196.29. Huh, look at that right here. Oh, what's that say? Oh, look, the candle wicked it right at 28. Oh, man. Look at this.
RBNE halted to the upside, unhalted to the upside, sorry.
Yes, sir.
And climbing.
Yeah, already called it out.
Yep.
That's Robin Energy, yep.
Yes, sir.
I actually put it at.
Thank you. All right. Oh, look at that 196.20. Oh, look at that big order. Well, that's going to want to probably come down to 196.20. Oh, look at that. Bam. Right before it happened. I said it before it happened. Look at that. Bam. Oh, where's some other walls down here? 196.12 at 11. Well, where's that at on this chart? Oh, right there where it's at now. Bam. Huh. What else we got? Oh, look at that. 196 down there. That acts like a magnet. Where's 196 at? 196. 196. See that wall right here on the L2? It acts as a magnet and may want to pull the price down unless people start throwing in orders before that. And look. Oh, 196. Look at that. Come on. Right there it is. 196.01. They're starting to throw orders in a hair above that. All right. Why do we say that acts as a magnet? Why would I want to pay 196 when I can come down here and join these other ones at 195, right? Get it less expensive. And there you go. People like that price and boom. They're still debating here, right? You got 195s down here at the bottom. It's kind of holding its own right now. May have reached a little equilibrium right now. You don't have much of a spread between the prices, about a 2 cents difference. So that's pretty tight. They're fighting over the prices now. I don't see any big orders down here to want to pull it down further. Again, it's hard to read this as these numbers are spinning around. And L2 is An order book is basically orders that are placed but yet not filled. They can be pulled, adjusted. They can increase them, decrease them, move them around, change the price. So it's not something that, unless you look at those things. I did call out the levels before it happened because I seen those walls there, right? The thing of it is that even though I can see those things, if you hang your hat on that 100%, you can get snookered because all it takes is another person to come in there and throw a bigger order up above it, and it'll stop pulling that way. It'll change the direction. So you have to take a lot of this with a grain of salt.
Up we go.
Up we go where? On
Apple.
On
Up we go.
Apple. Why would you say that? What is your opinion on that? I'm still seeing. We got down here 195s. We're going to get 196s here at the bottom. 94s at the bottom. It's got to break back through what it went down through, right?
Yep. The computers are going to take over.
You think? Okay. No form of bias. Trade to trade that's in front of you.
100% on the run.
There you go. That's how we do it.
That's my David. Go, go, go.
All right, all right, all right.
All right, all right, all.
You know what the Kool-Aid guy would say, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
By the way, we serve Kool-Aid here daily over in the futures market, in the futures membership. If you want to come over and drink our Kool-Aid, you're welcome to grab that future membership at any time. But guess what? That diamond membership includes the ability to join the futures group. It also gives you the ability to join the crypto group. They trade 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They have a slight advantage of us over at the futures, where we can trade for 23 hours a day, 5+ days a week, starting on Sunday nights at 6 p.m. Eastern through Friday afternoon till 5. Join us. We'll make that special batch of Kool-Aid just for you.
Now, this is what Palm was talking about the other day on Apple.
Okay, we have some. We have a big magnet over there on the bids or the ask side down there. One that's disappeared off the chart now, but it was over there at 196.38. That could act as a magnet to pull it up to there. It's way down the list right now. Right here, 196. Well, where'd it go? Anyway, 196.38. I seen a big wall there. Whether it stays there or not, it's a different story. Right now, you have. They're all about the same size. Orders, so there's some thinking about what they want to do here. There's that big order. Where's that at? 196.38 is going to act as a magnet for people that want to get in and sell off, right? 196.38 is, that's only right up here anyway. It's not that far up. Just a hair above this candle.
Up we go.
Right to here. 196.38. See how that's stagnating there? That'll be their next sell-off level, which I'll just go ahead and draw a line on there for you visually. This little blue line here. As a matter of fact, we'll just make it yeller. How about a yeller line there? That's where that big wall's at right now. Now I'll see they changed it. This is why the L2 you got to take with a grain of salt sometime. They're changed to 35, and now it's gone off of 35. See how this is all changed? They're still jostling around deciding what price they want. The big one that we saw, I called out, was 196.38. Well, guess what? Now I got a big wall at 196, wanting to pull it back down to 196. This is why we don't form a bias. We trade the trade that's in front of us. Does it look like it's going up right now? No. That's why we don't form a bias. We trade what's there. There's that 196 wall, right? It's going to want to pull down to there. But the problem is people can throw orders in and look what they're doing. See how these orders are coming in, the buy orders? They didn't care about that 196. They want to jump in. Now they're willing to pay 196.17. Why? I don't know. Make more sense to me. I'd want to get it at 196, get it less expensive. But for some reason, they wanted to do that.
Look at the chart where Palm was teaching us, I think, 2 days ago. on Apple.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Right now we're in consolidation. That 196 order is down there, is still strong to the downside. Again, it doesn't mean that's where it's going to go because they're throwing, you can see up here at the top, they're throwing orders in, but they're still in a consolidating. See how the prices are going up and then it goes right back down. They're jostling for price. They're standing there smacking each other in the mouth until they make a decision. What else do we have? SPY. SPY's hanging out down there. It's taking a nap. Good. Q's.
I jumped into Oracle earlier. It's been on a pretty really nice move up today. Really nice and consistent.
Yep.
And on whether it's on a 1 minute or on a 2 minute, on the 2 minute, it's just been riding the 9 all the way up. It's in a little bit of a consolidation mode, but it's still staying above the 9.
Mm-hmm.
That's up 248% on $200 calls.
Wow. Look at that. As long as it stays above the 9, there's no real reason to get out of this trade, is there?
No. So on a couple thousand contracts, that worked out good.
There you go. Be able to buy yourself not only a cup of coffee at McDonald's, but you get one of them apple pies to go with it after today.
Buy a McDonald's after that.
Just what you need, that headache.
No, not a chance. But I could guarantee good service.
Yeah.
At least for myself.
I have a buddy that owns, I won't say the restaurant name. It's one of the major fast food restaurants. He owns 5 of them. And he doesn't live there now, but basically the first 10 to 15 years, that's what him and his wife did. They lived in those stores.
Oh, yeah. Retail is very consuming.
Yeah, that's not the kind of life. Now, he's doing very well in life. Don't get me wrong, but to me, nah. But then I should talk. I was in a factory for 12 hours every single day, 7 days a week, 7 days a week all my life. So whose life was worse, right?
How's your commute now?
My commute is dramatically improved. It's about approximately, well, let me look. Let me turn around here and look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's about 16 steps to my commute now. Yeah, it's a little bit different.
How do you like your drive-through for your coffee in the morning?
Well, I still got to go upstairs and get it. I do have a personal cook, though, that will occasionally throw a nicely cooked pork chop down the steps for me to go over and get. But
oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's kind of, I don't know. Life is good.
Mark, how are your steps?
How are my
how many steps are you averaging?
Yeah, we won't go there. Yeah, that part's dropped dramatically. There's been a dramatic change in my shape. Huh. Yeah, we will. Well, that's okay. I worked hard to get this big around. I got to fix that.
That's from
nobody can say that you're not well-rounded, Mark.
I am very well-rounded. Round is a shape. Don't forget.
Got to take care of that health, though, brother.
I know.
Any reason
you know what? You know what the bad thing is? I got a treadmill. I got a stepper machine. I got a
sitting there staring at you holding clothes, right?
Yeah, well, no, it doesn't have any clothes on. It has had in the past. Yeah, it's not more than 10 steps away from me. There's one of them gym gravity things you lay on and pull up with the pulleys. It's not the one that the kickboxing dude advertised, but it's a knockoff. Matter of fact, I didn't even buy that.
I got it. I got a Total Gym. I love it.
Yeah, it's not that one. It's probably not as good, but somebody gave it to us. I didn't pay for it.
Everything's pulling, by the way.
Yep. There we goes. Google.
I think that might have been a hint, Mark.
I know. We don't use them. They're sitting there collecting dust. LD, what's up, buddy? You got a comment, question, sir?
Yeah, I was kind of starting to play with this, reading the L2 a little better.
Yes, sir.
I was noticing you were kind of talking Apple down, so I was watching that.
Uh-huh.
And now, does the trend play part in this, where you start to see it's a downtrend and you're starting to see orders lower and lower? Chances are it's going to go down to those instead of bouncing. Is that
kind of, yeah,
right?
Yeah, I mean, it's. I love it when what I was calling these out is because I'm on a short. I'm not really looking so much at the buyers at the ask side. I'm looking on the bid side because where the walls are to pull it down, those act like strong magnets. Look at this one at 196. It's appeared again. Now you got all kinds of people. That was like 3,000 or 4,000 before. Now look at it. It's like 13,000. That'll act as a strong buy-in point at 196. That will pull the price down, tend to, right? Especially that large, that draws attention.
Yeah.
Why do I want to pay 196.09 when I can pay it for 196? That's only 6 cents, but you're buying lots of shares. That's a big deal, right? So that's why that draws attention, and people will wait and join in down there or buy in just a hair above it. So, but there's no guarantee on that either, because now people want to pay 190. They said, we'll just go ahead and pay 196.16. I don't know why. Why would you? But there's reasons, right? There's institutional buyers and sellers and all that. There's a lot to it, right? But on the surface, yes, that's the theory behind watching this. Again, it's fluid. It changes every fraction of a second. They can pull these orders in and out anytime. These are orders that are there that we can see. Now, this don't include market orders, right? Just like me and you, we click buy right now. That doesn't show up on there, right? So that's like placing a market order. That's not an order. Now, if you put a bunch of limit orders in there, sure, that would show. But the market buyer, you don't see all that. You don't see a lot of these orders. All you can do is, we don't worry about this. And you can't control what we can't control. We can't worry about what we can't see. This is just kind of a fluid, give you a rough idea. It's just a tool. But it changes every fraction of a second. So what you think might happen can change that fast. Somebody could dump a bunch of orders in there and make this go to the moon. You just don't know, right? But as you learn this, it helps. It's easier when it's going down. Why? Because it's easier to make profits. My personal opinion, and I think others share this opinion, it's easier to make money when it's going down. Why? Because when things start dropping, people panic, right, and start selling off, which causes the price to drop even more, right? Or people that are in short positions, puts, or those type of things, or shorting a stock per se, that drives the price down. So it's a little bit easier. When it's going up green, where people can only trade to the upside, you don't really know how much profit they're going to until they take it, right? So it's sort of, I don't want to use the word panic selling, but it kind of is, right? When the price is dropping like that. So to me, I love using the L2, especially in this case. And look how many's in there now. Now it's 14,000 at 196, right? That's a strong level, 196. It's a whole number for one thing, right? So
when you get that big of an order difference, would you expect it to bounce when it hits that?
Yeah, especially if it doesn't sell off all the way, right? Yeah, obviously this is where they want to stop it at. Look how big that. Now, if this goes up here and sells completely off, it'll go down to the next wall, right? What happens though is people see this here and they'll maybe jump in right before that, right? But it'll pause. You'll see it when it gets up here. Now, if this sells off real quick, it'll go to the next wall and it'll drop even more. So you have to wait and see. On the seller's side, right, people will see big walls and they're like, well, that guy wants to sell at 96.15, and it's only 96.10. Why do I want to get in a trade? I'm only going to make 5 cents a share. So that will stymie the upward movement, right? Well, there's a big wall there. It really doesn't make sense for me to come in here for a few pennies on the share, right? And that can stymie the upward movement. So it's just, again, it's a tool. These can be pulled in and out, and it changes constantly. And but I love it. I love trading with it. It's harder during the open market on some of these bigger ones, but it is. Richard, got your hand up. Comment, question, sir?
Yes, I wanted to say that for those that don't know, the community gives value for you also that are standing outside deciding whether you want to join or not. It isn't just stocks. We give a lot of insights and things that can help. And so when Mark was talking about his health and stuff, we have a channel that you can post in for health tips and ideas to help yourself be in shape. And so I just wanted to share this bit of knowledge that, the average elephant weighs about 13,000 pounds and lives to about 60, 70 years. So Mark and I can still go to McDonald's, no problem.
There we go.
That's it. Thank you.
Yeah, I've noticed that channel there, Richard, but I tend not to stop there because, I kind of feel ashamed when I see that channel. So, no, I will, it's that time of the year, outside working, right? That's when you know you should not be carrying all that extra weight out when you're huffing and puffing. All right.
I just know Don would appreciate that
Yes,
bit of
you would.
knowledge.
Yeah.
I think that's about 4 tons actually, but I don't know. That's whatever.
Yes. By the way, as a special encouragement to Coach, also, if you want to bless him with them digital thank you cards, which are listed in all the lounges on our free Discord, and they are also listed in the Zoom chat. Please make sure we post our profits and losses in the stock lounges and profit loss channels. As Coach, we know he looks at those things, so we want to encourage him that we can carry on in his absence, and that we can also still make money because he has taught us how to fish, if you want to say that, right? So let him know what we're doing. I personally trade, well, futures is my jam now. This is all I trade is futures. Occasional stock here and there, but not that much. I took advantage of the world event news yesterday and did very well bigly on that last night. And I have posted that in the Discord. So put that stuff in there. AMD, just, what's AMD got here? Well, you can see it real quick here, right? Double bottom, right? Is that a critical level? I don't even trade AMD anymore. Oh, look at that. Look at these levels. It's just like you can see that. I don't even have a line there. You can see visually where that's at, right? Look at that. That's hit there so many times. Looks like a spider. Wow, look at that pull. Right? Well, where's it pulling to? You can see, right? Look across here. Always scroll back on your charts. Maybe be aware where your double bottoms and those type of things are at. You can see AMD is pulling right down to that, right?
GameStop puts, Mark.
Okay. That's what you're in? Is that what you're saying?
And I'm following the 2-minute and listening to the training, and the 2-minute says hang in there.
Good. A lot of people trade that, right? They just issued more more of it. It was in the news. That's how many bazillion shares are there now. But
I just broke 597 to the downside. Oracle continues to respect the 9 for the most part. We're getting into the day part where we could see some start testing support on Oracle, and then RBNE, the hot stock for the morning, which has been up all morning, is halted at $17.
Yep. Look at Mara. So what happened to Bitcoin? Bitcoin must have fell out, right? Look at Mara. Look at that dump. Is that not a beautiful chart for our Mara trader? Let's take a quick look at Bitcoin.
That's pretty.
Look at that. What happened there? Wasn't that going up in there for a while? Well, that's why we don't form bias. Look at that. Does that not look like the Mara chart? Well, let's look. See how this is. It went up, pulling back. Where's Mara? Mara is this ETF that covers those type. Where am I at here? Wrong one. Mara is in that same sector I was trying to say. See, it went up at the beginning, and it looks almost identical to Bitcoin, does it not? Boom. Boom. Overlay them on top of each other, they probably almost match exactly, right? Almost exactly. Is that a phrase? It is where I live.
It's about as good as irregardless.
Irregardless, we're still going to do it.
Mark, take a look at the Oracle chart on a 2-minute and tell me where any shedding point would have been.
None. I can see it over here on my little mini chart.
There is none.
There is none.
Literally would not have shed a single contract yet.
Wonder how our member that made 326% on his total account yesterday feels about this position now. Hopefully that member is still playing it. I don't know if he is or not.
I don't know. You got to move around and share the wealth a little bit.
Yeah. Might be why it's going up, because he let the other people have some of that money. Could be.
This is now at $8 and 20 to 30 cents a contract at 320% up.
Wow.
Without any sheds. Without any sheds.
Well, I think the wicks went below the 9 barely. There's one little one. There's another wee little tiny one. 2 or 3 times in the last hour. Not even.
Yep. Even the consolidations hasn't broke.
Nope.
If you're letting those candles close, there's not a single shedding point in here.
That is one beautiful chart. Is it not Portuguese? What about Apple? How beautiful does that look? It's consultants.
323% up now, $8.50 a contract.
What's that, Bruno?
I said it does. It looks great.
Yeah.
Palm, didn't you say you had like 1,000 contracts in Oracle?
2.
You can get a cup of coffee and a apple pie.
Maybe a sausage McMuffin too. I don't know.
Atta boy. That's how we do it around here at American Dream Trading. Let's get that money train going. Look at that. We could just sit here and stare at this chart all day. Look at that thing. You know, for those of you who are new and don't appreciate this chart yet and understand what it's showing you, that is one of the most beautiful charts in the world right there. It is. It's just simply, I look at that, all I see is dollar bills falling out of the sky.
Because I can tell that they're starting to get some fatigue in the chart. I'm taking half here, and it's not even a shedding point. But this is now the third. If you look at the general formation, it had a big push to the upside and a consolidation. It had a second push to the upside and a brief consolidation. This is the third push to the upside. So even though there's nothing there hasn't been a strong pullback yet, because it's had 3 pushes to the upside, I'm taking half off the table. And that's not something that we normally do on a 2-minute EWO, but I do have a pretty substantial position, so I'm going to protect it.
Yes, I would too. And what he's talking about, even though this looks like it's going straight up, you can see there's some little levels here, right? See, like here's a little flatness to it here. There's a little bit of flatness to here, right? And now you got the same thing going on and up there. So, yes, large positions. Unless it goes to $220 a day, then you'll be like, why did I get rid of half, right? No.
It took half at just under $9 a contract.
Yep. And it's at what now, a contract?
What, 870. It just pulled just a little bit, but that was 340% on the first half.
It's not a bad day's work there, Palm.
Doesn't suck.
No, better to sharp stick in the eye, as we say around here, right?
Yeah. Now I have to be mindful because it's been running for so long that there may be some larger players that are going to want to take some off the table too.
Well,
so realistically, because of where it's at, it could be pushing the 210 mark.
Yeah, I just seen a wall that was there, but they pulled it at 209. It was there, but they changed their mind. It wasn't that big of a wall, and it was only like 400 contracts versus the hundreds and 200s here. It was just there for a few seconds and disappeared. Got a wall buyers at 208.81 that it might, or 208.80 that it might want to pull back to, but I think it's already that pony's already left the stable. It ain't coming back here yet. There's your 209.
Up 350% on the second half. And anytime there's an geopolitical event or whatever, there's always a bull market somewhere. There's always something that's not affected. There's something that's just doing its own thing, and institutions know that too.
Yep.
This is obviously not a penny stock or a hot stock. This is, it's moving on positive news for the company and stuff. So
correct.
This is resuming its upside after a really huge upside after earnings, a little bit of consolidation and a little bit of normal reversion, and now it's continuing today on its up cycle. So
I keep seeing that 209.15-ish level. There's a lot of fighting going on at 209.15-ish.
Yeah, it's just a 20-cent mark over the dollar. Yeah. So overall, it stands a chance of hitting the 210, possibly even breaking it, and that's just momentum.
Yep.
It has to do with certain numbers that Wall Street trades to in cycles. And it has the number portion of it doesn't have anything to do with EMA's stock, candles or anything. It's just kind of some historical averages. We talk about those in the afternoon for paid members too. So if you're on the fence about getting a membership, there's some pretty awesome things that we were talking about and get into in the afternoons. One of them is we've had conversations about Oracle, and Bruno, one of our mods in here, has gone over this extensively after the earnings play, and then we were able to capitalize on that today. And then we've had a couple other industrial plays that are super affordable. So whether you're into options trading, or if you're into a beginner with shares, there's something for everybody, and well over 100% on some slow moving share plays. So there's and we go over what to look for and why it has the potential to do the things it does. Some of these companies have been around for decades in the United States. They became a value just simply because of circumstance. And then when that circumstance changed, it was basically, if they come back to normal, one of them will most likely triple from where it was, just getting back to the midpoint. And the other one runs a normal cycle. It's like a wash, rinse, and repeat that runs 2, 3, 4 times a year, anywhere from 40 to 60% a year. And that's based on based on charting and company history and stuff. So an awful lot to go over. If you're thinking about it, there's never been a better time. Come on in and start taking control of your financial future.
There you go. And on a brighter note, along with this stock going up, guess who's now the second world's number 2 richest man in the whole entire world? I wonder what company he owns. Guess who he is? Guess. He's now the world's second richest man.
Larry,
yeah. Oh, look. Oh, his company's Oracle. Oh, okay. There's a correlation between them two, huh? Now him and Mr. Elon can share a ride together. Look at that. Oh, I tell you. Why didn't I buy some of this palm? I don't know.
Kind of called out a couple different times. Now up almost 380% and $9.60 a contract. And it's coming pretty close to the first struggle bus point. That once the stock crosses into a certain area, then usually Wall Street is
look at 210. Look at the wall 210.
To complete the chart.
Look at a huge wall at 210. Down here on the
That's normal.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't come up and kiss it, then people will get nervous and they'll start chasing it to the downside with sell orders too, because they're going to want to cash in. So, and realistically, I'll take some of my position there too.
Yeah.
But you know what a smart person does instead of waiting to get crapped on?
Sell on the green.
They sell a little bit early.
Yep. Well, I mean, we know that also, right? It's what Coach teaches us, right? You don't necessarily wait for it to touch the double bottom or double top lines, right? You can do it right, because that's what other people do, right? They know the same thing, right? So that's why you see that. Well, I didn't hit that number exactly. Well, that's because people know that line's there, and they're going to get out before it pulls back, right?
I'm not going to get all the way out.
Right.
I'm going to sell into the gamma because I want to sell into the upside. I don't want to sell into the downside.
David talks about that all the time, doesn't he? Right? While it's still moving in that direction, take advantage of the strength of that candle, right?
Yep.
Hey, sir, super trends to the upside activating on Apple.
To the upside? Look at that. Oh, look, where did that bounce at? Oh, 196. Huh. Did we not talk about 196 earlier?
One of our members also talked about certain channels, macro channels with Apple, and referenced some of the conversations that we have in the afternoon and why some of those things happen too. Just ever so briefly, and we talk about Apple in that respect. So that member, I'm sure, made the appropriate decisions.
Yep.
Calls on support, puts on resistance type thing. So all good stuff. I mean, really, this is a really super rewarding Friday when most people are sitting around wondering what to do. Market's down. I don't know what, I run away. What do I do?
Did you say run
American
away?
Dream Trading. Yeah, American Dream Trading. Cashing in and having record-setting days.
Run away?
Monty Python.
My favorite.
I love it.
My favorite movie. One of my favorite movies.
All right. Oracle just cracked the 210, went to 210.07. So if this breaks and holds 210.20, then believe it or not, I will actually add back into if it breaks and holds 220, then I will actually add back into the position for a little bit of upside, believe it or not.
Okay. And there's 225.
It's got to hold it though.
Yeah. You got support at 24 right now, weak support at 24, but
yeah, I would expect a little bit of a sell-off to retest the 210, maybe down to the 209.83 or 77 area. I might wind up on the struggle bus a little bit, but the thing of it is, there was really no sellers up here other than people might want to take a little profit along the way. Because other than superstitious $10, $10 marks, there's nothing up there.
No,
the company's at an all-time high.
Yeah, look at it. There's nothing there to stop that upward.
Yeah.
Other than people getting tired. It is Friday, also. Let's not forget that, right?
So I'm up. I didn't capture all of it, but I'm up almost 400% now on the remaining contracts.
Wow.
And they're currently over $10 a contract.
It started at what, 3?
260, 270 range. I started salting in.
Wow, Palm. Wow. Yeah, it is amazing, when the markets are down and you hear that on the news. Oh, and the people that do know you trade, oh, I bet you had a bad day today. Oh, no, I had a fantastic day today. Thank you very much. I love that.
All right.
I love those kind of, what? You can make money when the market goes down? Yep, Coach teaches us on how to make money when the market goes down. Guess what? He also teaches us how to make money when the market goes up. And guess what? He even teaches us how to make money when the market's going sideways. Look at that. I could stare at this all day. I love this chart's so beautiful. I might just print it out and hang it on the wall. Unfortunately, I wasn't in on any of this, but man, it's just so pretty. You're thinking, that ain't that pretty. You're saying, no, I know what all this represents, right? Let's see. Getting a little bit of pullback on RBNE after it's been holding.
Crap load of money. That's what it means. Mark.
Yes, sir. That's why it's so beautiful. So excited
Yep.
for everybody involved in this, whether you had one contract or 5,000 contracts. Good job. Good a job.
You are watching a master at work.
There you go. Each and every day here at AmericanDreamTrading.com. Guess what?
Was that Coach?
What? Where?
Did Coach pop in just now?
Where?
It sounded like him.
You are watching a master at work.
That what are you talking about? No, that's not Coach.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, no. Don, that was not.
I'm having Coach withdrawals. I thought I heard Coach.
Coach! I hear him in my head. It's in my head, and it's not me. Oh, there's another song for you.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Gotcha. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Okay. Whatever.
Did you get a chance to watch the aftermarket last night? Ralph was awesome.
Actually, I didn't. I was busy watching the market go down into futures market.
Mm-hmm. Maria came on there. James L was on there. Everybody.
Yeah, we shared it this morning in the pre-market. We showed some of her stuff. We showed there in Maria and then showing her properties that she helps take care of. And yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't got to watch the whole interview yet, but I will.
Guess who's coming next Thursday?
Who's coming next Thursday? Tell me. You're not going to tell me.
Bucko. For all you crypto
No way.
people that want to get some crypto nuggets, come next Thursday to the Thursday Think Tank. Bucko.
Bucko's real? I thought he was a bot. He's a real person? He's a real human?
Yeah. He's a bit bot.
He's a bit bot?
Another paid actor.
Another paid actor? Wow, that'd be exciting.
Yeah.
He's a regular attender on your aftermarket show.
Yes.
There you go. Learn from others.
Palm said he would come one Monday on Mindset Masters, so just got to figure out which Monday that'll be.
There you go. How do we find this show, Don? Tell us more.
You come straight to where you are now. If only there were one place. It is AmericanDreamTrading.com.
And where do
Come
we?
to YouTube.
On YouTube?
YouTube.
On the
5 o'clock.
Oh, the YouTubes?
On the YouTubes.
Okay. Where do we go?
5 o'clock.
www what?
AmericanDreamTrading.com.
All right. For those
I
you
wanted to
boomers,
get
you
you
make
out of
sure
my-
you put the
it didn't work for me,
HTTP
Mark.
semicolon
You do it.
// www AmericanDreamTrading.com.
I love how you do it different each time.
All right. Look at that, just hanging up there. Wow. Yes, that is probably true there, Rhino. I would agree with that. That's why he's a popular person right now. These are the ones that run companies like Oracle are the ones that run the things behind the scenes, right? We don't make the paint. We make the color that goes into paint. Right? Remember those commercials? We don't make the shoes. We make them bouncier. Come on, you don't remember those commercials? I don't even remember what company that was. It's a chemical company.
Holy balls.
I believe it's Dow.
Was it?
I think so.
BASF.
Yes, that's it.
Or that one.
I added back in 500 contracts on the pullback to
Oh
the 9.
my. Wow. You know what Matthew would say about that, Palm?
All right.
Oh, that Matthew. Yep. I'm starting to sweat now.
You know what Pacino would say?
Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me.
Yeah, I'm pulling that last 500. I'm just gonna keep that. I'm gonna keep the half that I got. I'll swing trade 500 in and out on the rest of the journey.
I might just sit here and stare at this chart till it quits doing this. This is just beautiful. It's a beautiful bean.
Kind of what I have to do. I'm a little glued in now.
You're gonna be exhausted.
About 400, 438, 440% on contracts, and over $11 a contract now.
Wow.
So, and part of it, I can't like tell people to run out and get into trades and stuff. But when you see a trend like this, and you see that it's respecting the 9, and you see the opportunities for pullbacks and stuff around that 207-ish range is where I was talking about basically the second push to the upside in the consolidation. So once it started to break through that minor resistance there, then you could see it was on, beginning to take its next steps. So basically, if a person was looking, and I don't recommend it right now because we're at a different point in the chart for different reasons, but when you're following a trend that's so clean to the upside and so consistent, and you're looking for an entry point, then that's your low risk, high reward setup. You're looking at the 2-minute chart, and you're basically scalping in on a 2-minute, or you're entering into an EWO that's already in progress on support, and then you just had a tight stop and let it continue. So if anybody was looking at that around that time and seeing that it was still showing considerable strength and that it was respecting the 9, and then that breakout around the 207 area where you got 2 confirming candles to the upside and it was still supporting, you could either buy into that breakout or into the support, or pulling back into the 9, and you'll notice that each candle as it closes, even though that one wicked in just a little bit, any one of those next 4 candles were good entry opportunities. So even and had you got in there, you're still up $2-3 a share, which on contracts adds up very, very nicely.
What's your delta like now?
Not even looking at the delta. I'm just, my eyes are fixated on the candles.
Yeah,
I was like, I gotta watch
exactly.
these tiny movements, because at some point, if somebody decides to set an institutional support level, there's we'll see a brisk move that would come down and engulf the previous 2 or 3 candles, and then more people may follow. So the 211 is just, I mean, there's nothing slowing this freight train down. Nobody's stepping in front of it. Nobody's taking profit. When you get a chart like this that's working well, and you're into new highs, there's no bag holders up here. There's no institutional sellers that have been waiting for 6 months for the stock to come back to this price. So it kind of gets in that helium effect, and where the air is just lighter, and the sales, it's easier to move the stock up. So it actually accelerates the stock to the upside as it continues to break. And when it starts to over accelerate a little to the upside, that's when you start seeing some of that upper chart volatility.
And at the whole dollar number at 212, there was a big order there. I don't have my line at 202 at 1202, but close enough, right? Because it's a whole number. That's all.
So what was a big number?
It was like 850.
That's not bad.
No, it's that'll probably blink and that'll be gone. But
if you see 2,500 or more, then
that's
that would
different.
Be
yes, exactly.
Now keep in mind, the big orders are not going to be on the L2. Institutions are simply going to step in and they'll market sell them, or they'll set the price significantly lower and execute, and then pull that order when it comes down to that number. So for instance, if somebody's looking to take profit here from an institutional side, they may be sitting on 15,000 contracts or something, or a significant number of shares, and they'll set a limit order at $211, and they'll enter it. And then as that order gets filled as the buyers start to get their orders filled, as soon as it gets to that 211 or close to it, they'll pull the order and let that upward momentum restore the price. And then they'll step back in and do it again, because they don't want to necessarily crush the price. They want all those retail buyers and all that momentum to continue to buy into the shares that they need to begin to unload. So I'm guessing that pretty quickly here, it's if it makes it to 212.50, if they were smart, anything shy of a little bit shy of 212, they're going to start doing some of those 211 sell-offs, and then I'll pull it down, and then they'll pull the order, and all that'll happen is it'll continue to fill those orders. That's just what's going on behind the candles.
Yeah.
That's some of the stuff that you'll learn here in American Dream Trading, is how some of those things occur and why they occur, so that it's not just random selling usually.
No, I mean, we have no control over this. You can't beat the institutions, right? We just go along for the ride, right? And attempt to make profit as we go along with them, right?
Yeah, and then that's why it looks like it keeps wanting to gravitate back to that position. It's because it is. That's because there's large orders in the back, or fill or kill orders that are so big that if they would have market dumped them, that it would have wiped out the buyers. They don't necessarily want to kill the momentum, but they want to trim their positions.
Yeah. Well, we do see the market dump like that, though. If that's what they want to do, that's what they're going to do, right? It's like you blink and all of a sudden it's already came a candle halfway back down the chart. It's like, boy, did I blink too long or what?
Yep, no doubt about it.
Yeah, and you mentioned this. We get these questions all the time. Well, I'm in a 2-minute. I didn't get in the 2-minute EWO. Can I still get in? Let's say we're back here. Well, I don't know. Was it a good trade back here in the whole way? Does it still look like a good trade? Well, yeah. Well, you just treat it as a scalp. You just let it ride and be prepared to get out, when as soon as you need to, right? Treat it as a scalp. So anyway, again, those diamond memberships are going back from 5,000 back to 20,000 on Sunday night. If to flip over from Sunday to Monday, it will be back to the $20,000 price point, which is fine. It is a $50,000 value, but we are offering it through Sunday night at that $5,000 level. That diamond membership includes all of our memberships, and you get to sit with people here like Palm and listen to his wisdom and his experience and his extensive trading that he has. And all our other moderators and members that have been trained up by Coach over the years in their wisdom and training experience. So head on over to AmericanDreamTrading.com, get that diamond membership at that $5,000 one-time payment, and you never have to pay again. That'll get you into stocks, stock options, crypto, and my personal favorite, futures. And it includes the mentorship program with Coach, workshop classes, gold breakout rooms, everything that we have. Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And today's a Friday. Is a gold breakout room day. Do we know, is it Richard? Are you conducting that today? Do you have a theme for the day or not?
Yes, I do.
What would that theme be, Richard?
Covered calls.
Covered calls. There you go. Deep dive into everything covered calls with Richard starting at noon today. And matter of fact, if you can't make it today because you're a gold member or a diamond member, that class is recorded and will be available for review in the future at any time that you're able to watch it, right? So, let's see here. Ralph, if you're in the room, Arlo needs you. See the Zoom chat. Ralph, moderator Ralph.
Thanks, Mark. Thank you, Mark.
Yes, ma'am.
Real quickly, as because it's starting to struggle a little more harder. The point at which you start to see kind of a leveling off or the inability to go higher if the stock stops breaking double tops. So now you've got just two really little candles that only pulled back to the 9 again. But if it gets to the point where it just can't seem to break through that last high at approximately 211.57, I'm not using the wick, I'm not using the all-time high, I'm looking at the body of the green candle prior. So if it can only get there and starts rejecting off of there, then that tells me that I've got a pattern change. Or if it can't find its way back there, that tells me I got a pattern change. So it looks like it's going to start testing the 9 a little bit here. So basically, that point at which it was getting up into that 257 to 280 range, that's a part where I was taking a little more off the table, just simply because I was expecting that institutionally there'd be some selling, pulling back to that 211 mark. So I'm not really too worried about 210.50 because you're still on the 9, and I wound up shedding at the absolute tippy top there. And even after we get some sort of an institutional pullback, which most likely from here would either land at 209.50 or 209 flat, somewhere in there. Provided there's still some upside strength. If it bounces there, then we will still see it come back and retest high of day or even possibly break it. So if it bounces off the 209.50 area, it will most likely retest it a little more quickly. If it pulls down into the 209 or 208.90 area, then it might have to work just a little bit harder. Anything further down than that, it's going to struggle to come back. But usually what happens after a long protracted run, it's going to pull back, set some sort of an institutional support, and then it's going to continue to work around, which is why I'm not terribly worried about it, because I'm not expecting any horrible news unless there's some unless the CEO decides to quit or something. I'm just really not that worried about it. So when you get some of these larger briefbacks, or you get the first pullback to an institutional level of support, wherever or whenever that happens, then usually after a good run like that, if it's pulling back only about 15% or so, you'll usually wind up getting a retest of the high. And at that point, the stock has to decide if it's going to continue to break and go higher. And if it's on the bullish side, it will. Generally, if it's less than 15 to 17% in the pullback from where it originated from, it quite often will retest pretty quickly. If it comes down 20 to 20, a little over 20, but possibly as much as 25% of the entire run, then most likely it'll come back to retest, but possibly not break. And that's just based on statistical averages too.
Right.
So it doesn't mean it will or won't. But it's just a super common pattern. You've got three easily identifiable, if not four, surges to the upside. So you can expect a pattern change. And you learn that here in American Dream Trading too. And that's why the shedding system is designed, for 3 sheds and a runner, locking in different amounts of profit along the way. And anyway, I'll turn it back to Mark while I watch the rest of this.
Good education you just gave there. That is what you call a master class. One of our members just posted Mr. Tia's meeting at 11 a.m. like right now. So watch for world leaders to open their mouths publicly on TV. Anyhow, watch your thing. Watch your stuff. Again, it is Options Friday. People may be taking their profits and get out of the market for the weekend, so their positions aren't affected by world events. And we know we have some pretty good world events going on right now that have affected the market already. So glad you could be with us today. Hopefully you picked up some tidbits and some knowledge there. Again, you're only seeing the tip of the iceberg. To really upgrade your education, head on over to AmericanDreamTrading.com. Scroll down about halfway. You'll see our free Discord and links to our membership programs. We do have the Diamond membership, the all-inclusive everything thrown in, including the kitchen sink, the memberships of all memberships that will ever be, for $5,000 one-time payment. That price goes back up Sunday evening to $20,000. So don't be that person that says, oh, I wish I would have bought that. I don't know why I did. Well, it's still going to be there. It's still a great value, even at the $20,000 mark, right? It's over $50,000 in value if you would buy all of our memberships and all the a la carte stuff. And all those things are included in that Diamond membership. So get her now, AmericanDreamTrading.com. Go in there and check out and grab that. Lock it in. One-time pay. Never, ever pay. Ever again. Glad you could be with us here. We are live here at American Dream Trading 3 times daily. Coach will be returning on Monday. He is live daily, Monday through Friday, from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time. I am live from 2 to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday over on the Futures Live Education and Training Program right here on all the social medias also. And then at 5 p.m. over on our YouTube channel, American Dream Trading, we have the Aftermarket Show with our lovely and gracious host, Dawn, one of our moderators there, who can also answer questions and get training and all that jazz. Check them all out. Upon conclusion of any of our lives, they are immediately available for review over on our YouTube channel, American Dream Trading. Thank you. Have a great weekend. We will return on Monday. Coach will be back on Monday. Make sure you have a great weekend. Take time to relax. Take time to enjoy life. Smell the roses, as you would say. Anyone you come in contact, try to be a positive influence in their life, because you never know what's really hiding in their smile, behind that smile, right? So we will see you next time, same bat channel. Goodbye.
Thank you, Mark.
Fantastic job, Mark.
Yeah, Mark.